This is my video on how to disassemble a CZ Scorpion and also a look at the inside of the gearbox. So first thing, there's a screw here, so you need to remove that. So once you've removed that, you can bring the stock over and twist it, and it comes out. Then there are two small Allen key, Allen wrench holes that just nip it all together, so you need to remove those. So that's the first one, and the second one is in here. So there is a size difference between them. I'll just if you can see that, and the shorter one goes at the front and the longer one goes at the back. Right, once you've done that, you need to remove this pin here. Pulls straight out, and then if you slide the upper receiver forwards, and gently remove it, you get the gearbox and lower receiver and grip, and the barrel, hop-up unit and upper receiver. So we're not doing anything with the top section. There's then a screw down here. Take out the selector switch. Actually, it goes in there because otherwise it'll fall out and you'll lose it. There's a screw down here, and this piece here comes out. That's the piece that holds the gearbox in place at the front so it can't wobble. Then you slide it forwards and lift the whole gearbox out. You have two wires connected where's the light? At the back here. You just pull those out. It's on these types of connections. Then there are 4 screws to undo. One here, one here, one here, and one here. So remove those screws. These are different lengths, so you might want to make a note of where each one goes. And some also have washers on them. So you want to keep those together. So there, that one goes there. There, and that one goes there. Right, now I'm going to use this hole here as a leverage point. Prise open the gearbox gently. There we go. And when you've taken it all apart, it'll all fall to pieces. Yay. So take out spring, piston, spring guide, piston guide, nozzle, and then take out all the gears. It's just much easier to reassemble it from scratch. and the anti-reversal latch as well. Try not to lose any of the shims. They're the small, thin, circular washers, these. And they provide correct spacing in the gearbox to reduce wear on the gears. So, start with this gear. And that one goes here. Connected to the motor. Then take the anti-reversal latch and put it into its little hole down here. Next it's this gear, the drive gear, and that goes in this one here. Just move the shim back. Then it's this gear, brass sleeve, make sure that's attached. It goes on the far right of those three holes. And then finally this one, make sure the brass sleeve is attached, that goes in the middle. Transfer all the bearings over. The bearings are the little black things that you see that slot into these holes of the gearbox, just for ease of reassembly. Now you get your piston guide and nozzle. The nozzle has a little latch on it here that connects into a little slot here. Ideally the teeth that engage with the piston on the drive tooth, on the drive gear, want to be facing down to make it easier to reinstall this bit. Just slot it in. The nozzle will move a little bit if it's not at the correct length originally. Then it just slots in. Then you want your spring and spring guide. I'm going to put in a new spring, that's why it's open, and that's why I'm making the video. So, it just slots into the piston. So, making sure you don't force any of the spring gears out, you need to compress the spring and spring guide. Keep it held down. Put the gearbox shell back on. Then you want to make sure everything's where it should be, so all the bearings are in the holes and the anti-reversal latch is in its hole. Then get your screws. Put all them back in and just nip them down, not too tight. So all connected at the front, little lever parts in its latch together nicely. All the bearings are in place, the anti-reversal latch is in its hole. So that's now ready to be put back into the lower receiver. It's always handy to have some tissue paper on hand because this is a pretty greasy job. So there's two pins here. You can just about see them. The black one goes to the furthest away and the red wire goes to the one closest. So I'm just gonna do that. This is the bit about the whole thing that I dislike the most. Right, so that's in. Now you need to put the gearbox in at the front, push it down, and then at the back there's a little bit that sticks out that slots into the hole at the back of the gearbox, and so you slide it down and push it back. Then you need to put this piece back in, so it clips onto the front, twists around, and screw it down. Again, not too tight. So when that's fastened down, you can then attach the upper receiver. You gently push it down over the wires, making sure you're not going to clip the wires when you push it all together. Then you want to get your selector switch. Pretty sure mine was in neutral, let me check. Yep. So put that in, then just push it together. It'll go with a click. Then you want to put your pin back through the front hole. And the shorter Allen bit, which you need like a 1.5 or 2 millimeter Allen key for, goes into the front. Just nip it down gently, and the longer one goes in the back. Again, just nip down gently. Then you want to reattach the stock, so if you push it together until the wide bit touches the end, and then push it some more, the wide bit goes underneath this bit, and it just slots in where it's meant to go, then release it. That's that. Put the screw through. And again, just nip it down, doesn't need to be super tight. And then, so that's it. Thanks for watching.